Yay, hello world. Okay, Yosef, take it away.
Okay, so I'll share my screen. So we are putting together this survey for the workflow initiative. We basically want to find out um, who are the potential users of the outcome of everything that we do, and just to know them better and find out how they actually do the work, because there can be so many different use cases for how people are working with content moderation. So we just want to identify some of the scenarios which they have. And so I was working on this together with obviously the workflow initiative team, and also Boyan was providing some feedback. And I think Roy, you were also adding some comments as well. So in the beginning, there is just some general information which needs to be updated, and then we have questions. First, we just some general information about them, where they are from, what kind of work they do, how big is the organization. So one question which I have, and I would like to hear your ideas on if we should basically target this only on Drupal users, or if this should be like a general CMS users. My original idea was to aim it at Drupal users, but I'm open to both options.
I think.
Do you have any comments or ideas?
Go ahead, Gabor.
I think depending on where you promote it, you would get primarily Drupal people anyway. You have good channels for people that use other systems. So
it's likely you'll get a Drupal bias anyway in that sense.
Yeah. So there is a reason why I'm asking if we shouldn't just focus on Drupal, and that way we don't have to make these selections and cleaning up, or maybe look at it from different perspective. But maybe it's a bad thing. I don't know.
But I don't know. So the goal of the survey is to come to have it as input for prioritization, or just a general idea of what people are working with or on and how they work. I mean, for Drupal, I think it makes sense to go and have input from people beyond Drupal, right? Because we want those people to enjoy working with Drupal as well, etc. So I think casting as wide a net as possible makes sense, as long as it's actually people who work with content in a CMS environment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, most of the questions here are obviously they can fit to any scenario, and we can just remove or replace word Drupal with other systems, and maybe have the questions which are really Drupal related, like which modules have you used in the past, and then we can just not ask them. And have it dependent, basically. Okay, yeah, so maybe it's good. All right. So there are two.
I suspect that in analysis, because we do ask about which CMS people use, right? So it could even be interesting to see what did the Drupal audience say versus what did other people say, right?
Yeah, this could be interesting to see how it differs between different systems. Okay, so the link is in the Slack chat. Feel free to add comments to any of the questions, but there are two questions, which I would like to get some feedback, and this is these two. This is basically, so I'm wanting to find out if people are creating content just for a single channel, like one website, or they create it for either multiple websites, or they have a specific content for a specific device, for example. But I'm not sure if the channel is the understandable word, or maybe how we can rephrase or reword these.
So there's indeed two different questions above there, right? Which question do we want to ask?
Yes. So
okay, that helps.
Yeah, Boyan added this one, but I think he misunderstood what I was trying to ask.
Yes. Okay. So what if you gave examples, and we have checkboxes like for a single website, for multiple websites, for a website and social media meaning Twitter, Facebook.
Yep.
Just
okay.
if you make
That would be nice.
I think that's what makes it tangible, right? If you just be explicit and have people check boxes for which channels they are writing or publishing for.
Okay, I'll just make a quick note.
Yep.
Okay, I will know that. Yep. Okay, that's a very good idea. And another is this one. So I'm trying to find out, where is it where they actually create content, if it's directly on production live website, or they have another place where they create it, and what is the workflow there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we would.
There's
definitely a lot of technical wording there, like standalone content hub stuff.
Yeah.
Not many. I mean, I don't know. That may be complicated to understand. And then also, I send it to the editor. Maybe just send it an email or something is a fun option.
Yeah.
However, yeah.
Maybe a sidestep from this question, but I don't have it open myself. Is there a question in there that specifically asks after workflow? So is there a question in there that asks, I can publish immediately to the website, or no, I have to get approval by somebody else? Is that in there?
Not in this way. There is there was a question on, yeah, so when writing and managing content, what is your role, author, editor? But maybe we can add this question as a workflow question.
Yeah, because editor, that might mean different things, right?
Yeah. So maybe we can even replace that.
This dependent question, like where do you add your content to the website? Like that's maybe. Yeah, I know. I understand you want to ask both, right? Do you create single channel or multi-channel content? Sorry. The window is open and I'm next to the train.
No worries. It wasn't too loud. Okay.
Yeah. How do you ask that? Where do you add your content to websites? Maybe this, yeah. So do you create separate content for multiple channels that we replace with examples of channels, right?
Yes.
And then where do you add this content? So maybe the options are okay, but we need to simplify the wording, right?
Gabor, is there any better word for the content hub? I know it's a Acquia thing.
Well, not just Acquia, others have
I know.
content hubs. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but it escapes me for now. I don't know. It's like there's a separate website for content creation or something. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, so maybe the first option should be I publish immediately to the live website, right?
Yeah, but then we need to somehow separate whether it's the staging version of the same site or it's an entirely different site.
Yeah, exactly. So the second would be to a test or not live version of the website, and then the third one would be
website.
A different tool or environment than the website.
Yes.
And
I mean, it could be that people are using gather content or something like that, right? Or that they are posting Word documents to a SharePoint site somewhere. Or I guess that's what we want to find out, right?
Yes.
That's where, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think content repository would be understandable? Or is it just same thing as content hub and not so easy to understand?
Well, if you call it a content repository, that is not the website itself.
Okay, so let's try it. So the authoring or creation is better?
Sorry?
Separate. What is better, separate website for content authoring or creation?
So with website, do you then mean something else than the website?
Yeah, so something different than the live.
Okay, so maybe
maybe
say tool
instead of the content hub.
Okay.
Okay. So originally I had this. I sent it to the editor. Originally there was another tool like Microsoft Word or another editor, and Buoyancy to do something else because it wasn't where. So that's why we changed it to I send it to the editor. So I don't want people to misunderstand if we change this to tool, a separate tool for content, then they would think that it's Microsoft Word or anything like that. I would like to know if there is a content hub. To me, that's the most easily understandable.
Yeah. So directly to the site, to a test version of the site, to a different environment, a different tool. Yeah.
Any suggestions?
I think if we make the order directly to the website, to a test version of the website, and then you say to a different tool or to a different environment, your choice, I think we make a clear distinction, right? Boom. Okay. And left.
Did we now lose? Wow. Okay. We lost Roy and Yo.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
Okay.
Roy is not back yet.
Okay. So the call dropped, right? No, I wasn't too sure what's happening.
The call works. I was on all the time, and David's here. So.
Okay. Okay, so maybe if we rephrase it this way, it could be better. Do you agree with this or anything more?
Yeah, we're not seeing your screen anymore, but I got.
Oh, really? Okay.
A lot.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. So these are the options. To the separate website for content directly to the website, to the testing version on my own version of website. I send it to editor and not sure. Do you think people actually have their own version of website? From your experience?
Yeah, this sounds like more like a developer local setup, right? Scenario. I don't know. I think it makes sense to have the order to be explicitly first directly to the website itself.
Okay.
To a test version of the website, and then if that's not it, then you've made pretty clear then that it's a different thing than the website that I am producing it on or preparing it on. So then the question should probably, where do you add your content for the website? Because it doesn't. Yeah.
Okay. And so you think we should group these three options into one other tool or something like that, or we can just leave it as it is?
I think we are interested in the difference there now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let me just go quickly through the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this one is another tricky. Sorry, Roy?
No, I think I saw a comment by Boyan like this needs examples of what it means. A bit up.
Okay.
Authoring, editing, moderating. Yeah. But that should be okay, right? Authoring content.
Yeah, I think it's
Authoring content means creating new stuff, editing content, changing existing or published content. Yeah.
and maybe these options could be just dependent if people actually submit content to multiple locations.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so another question, we are trying to find out which of the features are most important to them. And again, there are some quite self-explanatory, and maybe we can rephrase them again, like content moderation. Do you think it's better if we rephrase it like moderating content? Sounds better than content moderation?
No, that doesn't necessarily make a difference. I think it's about explaining what you mean with that, in the sense like publishing, sending for review, archiving, right? Moving content between different publishing states, like draft, review, published, archive.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks. I will rephrase this a bit later.
Yeah, yeah.
So with this, trying to find out if they actually work with workspaces or only with a single content piece.
Yeah.
So there was a question if we need to have deleting content, but if we have recovering deleted content, then I think we should have deleting content as well. And at least we'll know how important dairy, for example, delete.
Yeah, it makes no problem to leave it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from here, there are questions which, or options which are more related towards the workspaces and sorry, Boyan was writing something. Is Boyan in the call as well? Maybe he can join as well. Yeah, so this is more related to the future goals of the workflow initiative.
Yeah.
I will try to.
Do you wonder if you need to separate it out, or not necessarily?
Maybe not, because then it would be two different questions for
Yeah, it would probably be
features.
more leading. Yeah.
Feature ranking, yeah. And I think that's it. It was just follow-up questions. Okay.
Okay. We can discuss more, but I have to leave the Hangout because I have to sit in a group with other people, and I didn't bring headphones, so I'm leaving.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do we have any other things which we can discuss?
I think we wanted to look at the test results from David, but if Roy is not here, then I don't think it makes sense for us to do that over the Hangout. I think we should leave the Hangout and then see if there are questions over Slack.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.